That looks a little better. All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tyler's Real Fishing. It's gonna be an exciting day. I'm excited to show you guys kind of what this day looks like, and as you saw from the title, this video is all about what it looks like to prepare and pack for a large, long fishing trip. So you guys are here with me in my garage here in Austin, Texas with the Black Pearl, and we are preparing for two large fishing trips. The first one being a drive to Knoxville, Tennessee tomorrow morning, which is a 14 or 15 hour drive for the Bassmaster Classic. Very, very excited, of course. Hope to see you guys there. I think this video will come out probably on day 2 or 3 of the Bassmaster Classic. And then the second trip is leaving directly after that to drive 5 hours south from Knoxville, Tennessee to Coleman, Alabama for the College Bassmaster event on Smith Lake. And so I've been preparing this whole last few days, getting the boat prepped, doing video work, getting homework done. That way I can leave town and be productive and successful for a 2-week fishing trip. And so you guys have asked for this video. You've asked how I prepare the boat, the truck, my life for a long fishing trip. So we have a few things to do today. This is kind of going to be a long day vlog of just kind of showing you guys all the stress and things that go into preparing for a long road trip. So today, the Black Pearl reached the time to change her diaper. She's got, I think, 15 hours on the engine, and so that requires an oil change and a gear lube change as well. So my dad and I are gonna do that. Gonna pull up the boat, and we'll see you guys when we do that, I guess. I will explain why we ran the boat here in a second. Okay, so what we decided to do was run the engine. That way the oil inside the engine was more viscous, viscosity high. Is that the right term? Runny. But isn't you want it more, no, less viscous. I just want to use the term viscosity. Either way, you want the oil to be more runny. That way it's easier to change. Imagine trying to change molasses. You don't want that. You want to change very, very runny. What other sticky substance becomes runny? Molten honey, I don't know. So we're gonna take the engine cover off and we're gonna do the process of changing out the oil. I'll kind of tell you guys a little bit about how it works, but I'm not gonna do a full-blown instructional on the process. So let's get going, Dad. There we go. She's naked, don't look. So look at that. Juicy. Stuff with liquid gold.
Texas tea.
Glug, glug, glug. Okay, so what you guys missed in that last hour or so is that we finished the oil change in the upper part of the engine, then we did the gear lube change in the bottom of the lower unit. So I didn't feel like showing all of that just because I feel like you guys would rather see me pack my lures and pack my clothes and prepare for the trip, because this engine stuff is not necessarily a part of every trip. It actually shouldn't be a part of every trip. It's just kind of the point that I've gotten to with the boat, that I must do all of that work. So thanks to my dad for helping me out. And now we have to go do some underwater bed fishing footage. Now you guys know I love those videos, and you guys love them as well, so don't worry, they're coming very soon. And it is a little bit misty outside, so we're gonna be praying it doesn't rain, but I've got to get some lures ready. I think I'm gonna do a few things on the beds this year. I've got some swim baits, I got a cool color of Cinco that I'm gonna talk about, all sorts of goodies to do underwater. So we're gonna pack up that stuff a little bit and we'll head out there. All right, we are out here at the pond doing some bed fishing stuff. It has been a fantastic day. I've probably gotten 6 to 7 fish to bite underwater, some super cool footage. And then I was basically walking the bank here and I stumbled right here and I was like, oh boy. And I looked back and it was at least like a 6 right there, like big fish. I could tell it was fat, couldn't tell how fat. And there comes a point with my underwater footage that like I can't really film them. They're like so big that I would rather just catch them than put a camera on them. I don't see ones that big very often, and the ones that I've tried to film that are that big before, they just don't bite when the camera's there. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to get her to bite. It took about 45 minutes, and finally switched to a Cinco in second flip with the Cinco. She just nailed it, and this is the fish right here. So yeah, I don't exactly know how big, probably 7.5, but it was one of the fattest fish I've ever caught, especially off a bed. So I was lucky that she hadn't laid her eggs yet, because give her 2 or 3 hours and she would have been a pound lighter. So very, very excited. We'll talk to you guys later. All right, well, we are back at the house. Got to get these rods out of the truck here. Very successful day of bed fishing. Very, very successful. I was hoping that I would have a few hours, which I did, to do some filming before I had to head out. So that was very, very successful. I was doing a YouTube live while I was filming, doing some bed fishing. If you guys want to check out that video, it'll be linked like over in this corner, I believe. But I did fall in during the live stream, so my shoe and my sock and everything are muddy and wet. So I've got to put these things in the washer. Nothing like taking off wet socks, you know? But now that our little filming expedition is over, we are going to pack up the truck, pack up the boat, start packing up our clothes, everything like that for my trip to Knoxville. So we'll see you guys when we start packing. So we are back here in the garage, finished up eating some dinner, finished up some packing, and one little roadblock that we had here in our journey tonight is that the co-pilot for myself on the way to Knoxville, Tennessee, William Bean, the power pole photographer, one of my buddies, he is actually kind of stuck in Waco tonight. So I think he took the bus to Waco from Houston because he wanted to check out some Waco sightseeing things. And the buses didn't take any more trips from Waco to Austin, so I have to pick him up in Waco. He's actually staying with Alton Jones and his wife. So very, very grateful for them, but that means William will not be joining us in this video. I thought he would definitely join us and kind of talk about his travel experience. But I'm going to take a lot of the rods and reels that I took out for bed fishing, put them back into my rod locker for the trip. Then we'll get to talking about how I pack my soft plastics. Then I have to pack my clothes and all the camera gear and such. So we'll take you guys along the trip, along the process of that. And if you're wondering, I've got 24 rods in there. Gotta have a lot of rods when you travel away. We are filling up the tires with some, not fuel, with some air. That way we are properly aerated on the road. Most often cause of a blown trailer tire is under-inflated tires. So want to make sure you always inflate them to right around the PSI that the tire says. So if I seem a bit flustered right now, it's because I am. I got a lot of packing to do. Let's go over it real quick. Okay, so here's what we have for this trip here. I'm going to climb up on the boat and show you guys kind of the stuff that I have. Of course, all of my rods, reels, tackle, everything is inside the boat. No need to show you guys that. You guys can understand kind of how to pack tackle for a trip. Now, if you want to see a more comprehensive video on how I specifically packed for the Smith Lake tournament, not the Bassmaster Classic, just the Smith Lake tournament, I'll be making a video probably of that as well sometime during the tournament. But let's go over the clothes real quick. Even though it is, middle of March, which in a lot of places in the country is relatively warm, in Tennessee, it's kind of a mixture of warm or freezing cold. And so we're going to get a little bit of both this week here in Knoxville, or there in Knoxville, I should say. So I basically brought, as I like to pack all of my clothes in these big, long Tupperware boxes. And so I have sweatpants, fishing pants, khaki pants. I have my AFCO gloves of both the thick and the thin varieties, all the hats that I'll be wearing the next few weeks. I've got rain gear, I've got extra shoes, I've got all my jackets. Basically, everything I could need for looking nice or being warm is inside of this large Tupperware, which will go inside of the truck. And then the rest of my clothes, keep in mind, I'm having to pack for not just the Bassmaster Classic, but also for Smith Lake. So I have to pack clothes for 2 weeks of travel and 1.5 weeks of fishing or so. And so I've got some more shoes in here. I've got some AFCO fishing shirts. I've got some more jackets, some giveaway items, my Bible and my journal, and then basically every other type of clothing, more AFCO shirts, some buffs, some underwear, socks, all that kind of stuff that you would need in this Tupperware here, which will also go inside of my truck. I'm currently drying out these shoes because I fell in today during my live stream. Let's see what else we got. Next, we got some camera equipment I have to put inside of this box here. This box here I will guard with my life. This is my camera stuff, so it will have my gimbal, my extra lenses, all of my batteries, my charging equipment, and of course, my GoPro bag, which is very, very important for the tournaments. So I've got to get all that packed up. I also have an air mattress up at the front because you never know when you go places, either you or a buddy will need to stay on an air mattress, and I believe with the Classic, I'm gonna have to be sleeping on an air mattress. So looks like that is all I have the boat, so I'm gonna kind of do some finalized packing of that. It is 10:01 p.m. I have to be getting up in 11, 12, 1, 2, 4 hours and 45 minutes, so we are going to see if I can get to bed in the next half hour or so. I doubt it, but you never know. I got a 16-hour drive ahead of me, so we're gonna do our very best. I'm pretty sure I'm done. On the inside, all I have to do is pack up my computer bag, and what else do I have to do? Some food. My mom has been making some food all day, but I'm ready to get on the road and get this journey started. Well, I apologize if this video was kind of all over the place. That's kind of how prepping for travel days are. Of course, I have to pick up my camera guy, Will, on the road tomorrow. I have to do some mapping to figure out what the best way to get from Austin, Texas to Knoxville, Tennessee is. I remember I took about a 14.5-hour drive from College Station to Knoxville for my Sweet Home Alabama tour last year, but this trip is a little bit different. Have to swing through Waco and up through Dallas, so it's going to be a wild ride. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, hit the subscribe button. Please hit the post notifications as well, that way you guys never miss a video. I will be putting out a ton of content this late spring, into the summer, into the fall. 2019 is going to be a historic year, I believe, for my YouTube channel, and I'd love to have you guys along for the ride. We'll see you guys next time.